Welcome, Ciprian. So my first question to you is: it is said that love at first sight. When you have these certain relationships and feelings, I fell in love at first sight. My question is: do these relationships go on far? How real is that love at first sight?
So, ma'am, when we speak about love at first sight, I don't think so. It happens. There's even though the concept is used quite often, saying I fell in love with a person for the love at first sight was there, because so you might look at a particular characteristics of the person. The person might be like looking at the physicality of the person, the appearance, or certain mannerisms of the person which you will like. Okay, but then that does not qualify for you falling in love with the person. There will be a further interaction with the person. You will want to know the person more. Then, like individually, every one of us will have a checklist. Like, I need this type of partner. Like certain things, like appearance. When we say love at first sight, like, the first thing that most of the cases people will notice is the physicality of how the person looks externally, like the looks of the person. Then you will go like maybe the emotional availability of the person, because and all this, to know all these characteristics, you have to talk to the person. There should be communication. Then only because if we say love at first sight, like it's not like you're marrying the person the next minute.
Exactly.
Okay, so a lot of further interactions will happen, and then you will decide for yourself whether you want to be in this relationship or not. Whether this person is the right person for you. Will the person be a perfect choice for you for the future? Because any which ways the future is uncertain. You never know how things will turn up. But then at that moment you will take up a decision saying for yourself, okay, I want to be there with this person. After a number of encounters, after a number of interactions with the person, okay, and saying it like I fell in love with this person and that love at first sight was there, I would say that is overly dramatized, and it is
just
like
a dramatic
concept
display.
of putting it out there. Okay, like you saw the person, you liked the person, then you had interactions with the person, and then you decided, so I need to get into a relationship. I need to be there with this person. Okay, so I suppose that answers.
So when young ones they get into a relationship, what are the things that they should be wary of and cautious about?
Okay. See, if we look at I don't like to say it out, saying that this generation or like the past generation or the Gen Zs, when you are talking about relationship, when you're talking about dating, the whole concept, like how observant you should be, it goes for everyone.
Everyone.
It goes for everybody, because the first and the most important aspect here is that you should be observant.
Okay.
Very much observant, because there have been instances, there have been times wherein whenever I take couples counselling, or when one person comes to me and says this relationship didn't work, the person is not at all bothered, the person just, this usually happens soon after breakup. When I get a client, male or female, this is the complaint that is there, I'm still stuck here, I'm not able to move on, and the other person is just gone by. The person has just vanished. They are leading a normal life. They have started dating another person. How can this be? Why am I stuck here? Did I do something wrong? At that time I tell them, no, you didn't do anything wrong, and there is nothing from your side, but then maybe you were not observant enough.
You mean to say alert
enough, because many times what happens, I think I had repeated, I had said this in my previous podcast also, because see of instances you can't, for that matter, any relationship, blindly you can't just go on giving and giving. You can't be the giver in the relationship. You also have to be you also have to take a sit back and wait for the other person also to do at least the minimal.
Reciprocation should be there.
Yeah, at least.
But sometimes it so happens that the other person, you wait and the person doesn't give you anything in return.
I think that answers the question for you, whether the person is the right person for you.
Yes, I was going to ask you that question also.
Because
how do you come to know whether a person is the right
in a
person?
relationship, in a dating relationship, it is very much important for you, if you want to know whether this person is the right person to you, that you give whatever you have to give. Like, no, suppose the care, affection is there.
Time also, time.
Time
yes,
is also very
yeah.
important. And wait and see how the other person also delivers the same to you. If you are giving 40% in the relationship, at least the person should give like 35 to 30%. Okay, I'm just using this figure just for the audience also, that they also get a clear understanding. Because see, many a times, like, they say there's a notion, like, in love you should not calculate, you should not do
you should not
this,
measure.
you should not do that. Love does not come with a measuring cup or something like that. But then, when I'm saying you should be observant, you should be measuring in the other way. Say suppose like we see the stock market. Say suppose there's a person who's investing 80% in one particular stock, the other person, like I usually use this example, and the other person is investing 20. Tomorrow the stock falls or the price drops, the one who has invested more will suffer, and vice versa. If the stock grows, like, I will gain more, but then it does not happen the later part in a relationship. You should be very much observant, because for the other person's actions, we say, actions speak louder than
words.
The person just can't go on saying to you like, I love you, and then it is not followed with actions. So
True.
that is the time you should know about this person. There is something wrong in the relationship, and you should be observant, I say, for more than 8 months or more than a year, because the first 6 months in any given relationship, any dating relationship, it is called the honeymoon phase. Both of the partners will try to showcase the best of their behavior. Best of their behaviors. But gradually, there will be a sign for you, like, for the one partner, that okay, this thing is happening. Like, this is not what this person seemed to be. Like,
then the fault finding starts.
The fault finding starts, and most of the time, what happens, like, when the one person is not observant enough, the story of the frog repeats. The experimentation, wherein, like, once there was this experimenter, and then he conducted. Many must have heard about. Many reels are also there online. The experimenter tosses a frog in a vessel full of boiling water.
Okay.
The immediate reaction of the frog is to jump out. The next experiment, he keeps room temperature water, tosses the frog back into. The frog starts swimming. Later, he goes on increasing the heat. The frog goes on adjusting to the increasing temperature of the boiling water. Because frogs can adapt. They have the tendency of adapting, adjusting to the changing environment. They say, like, when the water reaches boiling point, which is about to be heated up, like is about to start boiling, the frog wants to get up, get out of the vessel, because it is very uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
But when the frog tries to get out of the vessel at that moment, the frog has already drained its energy.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the frog dies. Same thing if you can take it to the relationship, to any dating relationship. First 6 months, first 8 months, I've got this case in wherein the person is the perfect partner to be in. Like, does everything, looks after my emotional needs, 24/7 on the call. Later on, like, one bad habit is displayed. What the other partner feels, the person who's not being observant, overall the partner is nice, overall he's good. Only one of the bad habit is there. So I'll adjust. After some time, another bad habit. The message that goes to the other partner, I can display whoever I am right now. This person will adjust.
He'll tolerate, she'll tolerate.
She'll tolerate, or he'll tolerate. Vice versa.
I'm use both the pronouns. He and she.
Okay. So I'll tolerate, she'll tolerate, or he'll tolerate. I'll display. Then the game starts, like the whole abuse.
The blame game.
The blame game, the gaslighting, very much common in relationships. So what I'm trying to say here is, like, be observant. And once you are observant, many times many partners are observant, but then they don't say anything out loud. Second thing you should do as a partner or person should be doing is to communicate. Communicate your discomfort, communicate your likes, communicate your observations about the behavior of the other person. Then only the relationship will grow. Listen to the answers, like, from the other person. Instead of blaming, you can always use a statement instead of saying, like, you made me feel this way. Say instead like, I felt this way because of this situation, because of this what I've observed from your behavior. Because the moment if you say like, you made me feel this way, or
Then
your
it's like
behavior,
your accusation starts.
accusation starts, and it's a normal human tendency to be defensive.
Defend.
Means wherein like if I'm pointing out directly to a person, obviously the person will take a setback and the person will be defensive. Instead of that, you put out your feelings out there. Like I felt so and so manner. I felt low. I felt unheard. I felt invisible at this time because of this situation, because of this event that has taken place. Okay, that's why many times we must have heard like, hate the sin but not the sinner. It somewhere works on this term. If the behavior after being brought out to light, like if the partner repeatedly like does the same mistake over and again, still reassures you, but then after a time displays the same tendency, then it is up to you to take a call being in a relationship.
Now, many new terms that we got to deal when you talk of relationships, like you used, gaslighting, and then there are so many new terms that have come, like red flag, green flag. This is something which I've learned, recently. So, I want to know about, there is this kind of person or partner called the clingy partner.
Clingy partner.
Yeah. So sometimes it suffocates a relationship when you cling too much. So can you talk about some clingy partner issues?
Okay. See, when we talk about clingy partners, like those are like I would call them not to
not to be judgmental.
Not to be judgmental, or like not to be like labeling, give a label to them, but then sometimes like a clingy partner, you may feel the person is like sort of like being a parasite on their host. Wants to know like what the person is
everything
doing. Every time wants validation, reassurance from their partner. See this,
and physically also they want to cling
very much. Okay, very much, or like see, physically being clingy, like if the other partner is okay with it, then I would say it's not a problem.
Okay, it's their problem. It's their problem. Yeah.
If the other partner is finding it very weird, it's very uncomfortable for the person, I would say again, voice it out to your partner that this is what like, I may not be comfortable. Despite the fact if the person continues, this goes much deeper now in terms of psychology now. You should understand from where the person is coming. It might be the past relationship of the person, the constant reassurance, because the person might have been like, the previous partner of this person might have just ghosted, another term which is normally used in relationship, must have encountered a lot of ghosting in their life, or it can be a way of attention seeking. It can link down not to only your ex-partner or like the previous partner. It can go down even to your parents. Your
so that's another question I want to ask you. Is there a correlation between the parenting style and choice of partner?
Definitely.
So tell us something more on that.
See, here like I would take two instances. If you have been brought up by a parent who has been a very sort of like least bothered type of parent, or the parent has never given attention to their child. Okay, the person will seek attention with their partner. So that association, sometimes clients come to me, and most of the time the females have this complaint saying that it looks like as if I'm the mother of this partner of mine.
That's another kind of relationship where mother.
Like you are being a mother to that person. I have to teach him this. I have to do this to them. Every time I have to look after as if I'm supposed to be being a nanny to the person. I'm being a mother to the person. Okay. Here it's a direct correlationship between the person's parenting style and the current relationship, because the person will seek those people or those partners who will be constantly after them, looking after them, validating their behaviors, helping them to take a decision. So these partners would be very much dependable, okay, and when it comes to tantrum throwing also, the same what they would display on their parents, the same will be displayed here. it is not a healthy relationship, and this needs to be addressed. The partner should get it out, like, they should seek counseling, because it is something to do with the person's upbringing. This issue is coming. Second thing, when we talk about, like, being clingy again here, like, the person wants that validation. It can arise from a viewpoint wherein the person is not, or the person does not display a good sense of self-respect. The person feels like, okay, I'm not good enough, like, so that constant need to be there with
maybe
this person.
it stems from some insecurity issue.
Insecurity is definitely.
Okay.
Sometimes it can also be a case wherein, like, I don't know, I'm just saying, for example, I don't know how I got this person. The person is very much perfect.
Okay.
I don't, like, sometimes
Yeah, I
I
get
have
it, I
that
get
doubts,
it.
like, how can this person
Yes.
choose someone like
me.
Like me. So I know my insecurities. I must have never said it out loud. But then I feel like, no, I always have that question. Even the person reassures to me, like, no, she loves me. She's there for me no matter what. But and then the person can see, like, no, like, if I ask the person, many times these clients of mine, they say, like, no, they say, like, you are really good at your work, you are this, you are that. But I don't believe in that. So I don't know why this person, if I finally have got this person, I don't want to lose that person. So what I do, I want to be there with the person.
Be there all the time.
Throughout, like, all the time. Like, so for that person to know, like, and then this type of cases, like, the moment the partner, regardless the male or the female, will try to be around other people now, this partner will have a problem. So she's going out or he's going out with their friend circle, they are going to, like,
That's when all the objections start.
objections will come, or I will force myself to be in that same friend circle, which might be uncomfortable for them as a friend circle.
Exactly.
There's nothing, they won't find it, they won't say it out loud, but then some behaviors, like, okay, like, because you, like, sometimes you feel like, okay, I should be out with my friends.
Some space should be given.
Some space should be given. So here, then the turmoil starts. Then the turmoil will come. So again, if you have observed this in your partner, or, like, in your relationship, it is a matter of concern. You should address it later, because see, tomorrow you can't go on, like, carrying your partner as a handbag or as a luggage everywhere that you are traveling.
True.
That trust and respect should be there. And that respect for your space also should be maintained by both the partners.
Interesting. How, I think we dealt with this. How can we be sure that a partner is the right partner for us? Look out for red flags, right? That's what we
and
say.
be observant.
Be observant and alert. Okay, Ciprian, I also wanted to know, is there a possibility of growth, personal growth, emotional, mental, whatever, in a relationship, in a romantic relationship, or does it remain stagnant? Like, it depends on both. So talk something about that.
In terms of growth in a relationship, ma'am, I would say, like, whenever a person gets into a relationship, it is a transition. It is a growth that the person gets into. Okay, and definitely, if you look at a number of couples, you get into a relationship because you enjoy the person's company, certain characteristics of the person you do like, and vice versa. So when we talk about growth, if there is no growth, you can't call it a relationship, because there has been a number of times where each partner has been there for each other emotionally, okay, very supportive in terms of, like, choosing their career, or in terms of if it is a long distance relationship, like, there is an understanding. The one partner will tell the other person, okay, you continue your studies, you venture into your career. I'm always there here for you emotionally, in terms of being very a supportive partner. So there has to be a growth. When you get into a relationship, there has to be a growth, because another person is being part of your life. Okay, the person is not a baggage to you, but then the person is helping you. The person becomes a motivating factor, that drive for you to achieve greater heights. So in terms of, like, when you are in a relationship and your partner is pushing you, like venture, or, like, is being very supportive to you, it's a trait of a very healthy relationship. If a partner is not doing that, if the partner is not being supportive enough, if the partner is not being motivating enough for you, like, because if the partner, see to a relationship wherein the partner only talks about his or her achievements. Two instances. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like, and just boasting about themselves, it is not a healthy relationship. It is not a healthy relationship also when if one partner goes on seeking attention, like, okay, like my day was bad, everything is happening to me, help me out in this. Okay, it is not wrong to ask help from your partner. The other person should be there for you. But at times also you should do the reverse role. You should be there for the partner. So here what happens, like each of them is helping each another, both of them are helping each another to grow. And finally, like in the bargain, what grows is the relationship. The relationship, what we call it, like the relationship will grow stronger only if there's growth in the relationship. And individually, if the partner is helping you to grow as a person, as an individual, my partner is helping me, is pushing me, is motivating me to grow, to take up challenges, to take up careers, to take up opportunities that are coming on my way, and is being very supportive to me. And if I'm being the same to my partner, okay, then definitely there will be growth. And as I've said, the relationship will also grow as a result of both individually growing and supporting each other. If there is no growth, if your partner is not being motivating enough
Exactly,
for you,
that is what I want to know.
then you should know, like, you're not heading the right direction. And this relationship may not last if these things are not taken into consideration, or if you're not working on this particular things.
Okay, so Cipriano, why I asked you this question of possibility of growth is because I have come across quite a few love stories where one person or one partner would be wanting to climb up the ladder, whether it's academics or finances, and wanting the other one to stay suppressed. So I've seen such relationships fail because, and what happens is if they go on to get married and then after marriage this kind of an imbalance happens, it's really painful for especially the girl, because I would know stories from the girls. So I've heard stories where they are not allowed to study further, they're not allowed to dress up well, they're not allowed to attend parties with their girlfriends. And so that's the reason why I asked you that question. Anyway, I'll ask you in the next question, and that is, how does one deal with conflicts in relationships? And if you can highlight some of the conflicts of cases that come to you, do not name anybody, but maybe talk about kinds of conflicts in relationships.
Without getting into any case basis, like I can answer this question. See, when we talk, ma'am, about conflicts in a relationship, see, if you take, for example, any relationship, not only a romantic relationship, any relationship, family relationship, your relationship with your siblings, your friends, or relationship at workplace, like, or I would say a relationship cannot exist without there being any conflicts. So it's like a by default
it's a part and parcel of it.
Parcel. So definitely there will be conflicts. Now, it is very important for you as a person, as a partner in a relationship, first is to identify that there are being conflicts.
There are conflicts.
Identify that this is not a normal thing in a relationship, okay? This is what is making me uncomfortable. So a lot of conflicts would be like, both of them will not always be on the same page. So identifying, like, instead of blaming each other, like, or having an argument saying, like earlier as I've said, like, instead of saying, like, you made me feel this way, therefore I'm suffering, we can always, the partners can always talk in terms of, when I say about identification of a conflict, that, okay, this behavior I didn't like. I'm not saying I don't like you or I don't love you. This behavior of yours, I didn't like. I'm talking in terms of behavior. Another conflict can be like, communication. Now, many a times what happens, like, we should always know, like, a very fact that, like, when you are in a relationship, the whole focus is not on relationship, okay? Like, I say this to a lot of my audience, like, see, always remember, relationship is not your entire life. It is part of your life. and say suppose I've gone for work, one partner has gone for work, things don't go the way they have planned during the day, or there is conflict at home, okay? The other partner or at home, it should not be a displacement ground for you. Whatever frustration that you have undergone, you should not be displaying it at home. So here, the other partner who has undergone like not a good day to say like should realize that's why we say like keep professional baggage at your professional level, at your work level, have that work-life balance. Identify the meeting with my boss didn't go well. Just to give an example, didn't go well, or I had a conflict with my co-worker. Okay, that does not give me any right or any authority to display that tantrum of mine
on someone else
or on someone else. That to be like the primary or the most easy target would be a partner. And many times it happens in life. There'll be like n number of instances like the husband goes for work, something happens, something doesn't go as per plan, come home and just start firing like the partner or like the other family members that are there in the family. Okay? So one would be like, as I've said, like be observant, be like identify rather than being observant. Identify your behavioral patterns also.
Patterns as well.
If like what makes me angry, what makes me uncomfortable,
what are those triggers?
What are my triggers? And ask yourself like, does this person really deserve that behavioral treatment that I'm giving this person? Okay. So most of the time, like even in psychology, there are something called as defense mechanisms in psychology. Displacement is one of them. If we are talking about this thing, defense mechanism in psychology, we can literally have another whole
session on this.
But then when it comes to a relationship, displacement is one of the common mechanism that is done because I can't say anything to my boss. I can't voice out over there.
True.
So I do it here on a softer target, wherein I know back of my mind that it is wrong, but I know like there won't be any repercussion. Maximum the person will do is like maybe not talk, or like will be like because the next minute I go and say sorry to the person, sort it out. So here like I'm taking a very negative approach here of dealing with my behavior, feeling good by displaying my anger of someone else onto this person.
Yeah. It's almost like taking for granted.
It starts over here.
Okay. Is it wrong to have expectations in a relationship?
Okay. Very often I get these questions like, my parents told me like, or there has been instances where the person has gone for counselling. Okay. Many a time what happens, clients also, like people also have this typical habit of like, there is something called as doctor shopping. So there are certain number of people who will go from counselor to counselor till they find like, according to them, the right counsel.
Right counsel.
So when we talk about expectations also, many a times there is a tendency, even being a professional, a counselor might say like, you should not be keeping any expectations. So my counter question to this statement is why not? If you are giving so much in a relationship, you are getting into a relationship, definitely there should be expectations. There should be expectation. What you should be doing, I'll go back to my statement again. Like, it is not wrong to have expectations, but then again, you should be very observant enough. If I'm giving 80%, and if the other person is also giving 80%, like I will expect certain things from my partner, certain level of understanding from my partner. Okay, so there is nothing wrong in having those expectations, provided both are contributing in the same manner, in the same measure into the relationship.
Both should be investing into that relationship equally with equal efforts.
Equal efforts, and it should be seen also. It should not be merely like
verbally just lip service. I do so much for you. I go for work and I bring home the salary. I mean, this should not be done.
I'm being there. I've been because many a times like the person who voices out, like a partner who voices out, like is made to feel the bad one. The other partner is like, I've done so much for you. How much?
Yeah.
How much should be the
How much is the so much?
How much is the so much? Because many a times, like, you also, the other partner also gets into the dilemma, okay, the person is saying, because the other partner most of the time is just merely a talker. I've done this, this I did for you, like simple thing that is like, obviously for you love. These are the ways of putting out themselves over there, like. But then if you critically analyze how much other partner has done, this partner will be surprised. It will be almost equivalent to nothing. It has been merely talks. Never stood by the person. If the person takes a decision for themselves, like or is looking up for an opportunity, this person will always be the demotivating factor, the other partner. But then they will do it in a very nice, deceptive manner. Instead of saying like, I don't want you to do this thing, they will like, do you think it will work out? Do you think like the world out there is so bad that therefore I'm concerned about it? It goes in a very it's a sugar coated negative way of putting like I don't want you to do this, not because that I don't want you to do it. Like, I'm very much fine, but then you are lacking those qualities, or you may face a failure. Therefore, like I'm protecting you. So it is always necessary, for both the partners here, like. Whenever one partner says like I've done so much for you, how much is that so much? Sometimes it is the bare minimum the person has done, and then every partner deserves that bare minimum. If the person has been there with you, like first of all, if you are not emotionally, if a partner is complaining and saying like emotionally I've been there for you. This is typically happens with gaslighting. Okay, I've been there for you. I've dropped you for work. I picked you up from work. That is the bare minimum you should do for your partner.
That is expected anyway.
Expected. You're not expected to get the pluck out those stars from the sky and give it to your partner, or like go to the moon and do those like highly what you say romanticize everything and all. Like this is the bare minimum which a partner deserves in a relationship. And if I am doing it, the other person should also do it. And constantly, if the person gets out like I've done this to the relationship, I've done this to the, I've done so much.
They boast about
They boast about and also it comes to a point where they are victimizing themselves here. If you carefully note this, when I observe this or analyze this, when I say like I've done so much for you, I'm saying I've done so much for you and you're not doing it.
So it's almost like a martyr. I'm sacrificed.
I'm the victim.
Yes.
So making the person feel guilty for caring for themselves sometimes, caring for their dreams, thinking about themselves, because here it is, these are the insecurities that I am carrying. I can't, for example, I know I can't crack this exam, so I'll tell my partner also, there has been instances, or I can't get a high, usually it happens with partners wherein say suppose the female is earning more than the male. So obviously here when we talk about the male ego, it does get affected. If you can realize it and if you can take control over it and if you can say because see, ultimately a relationship, you all are there for each other, okay, and not in terms of we just heard I just saw the videos that we discussed.
In one of the students mentioned something when I asked, do qualifications matter in a relationship, and the person says no. So I think it does matter, right?
Definitely.
Because your thinking patterns, it does matter.
It does matter. If it doesn't matter, if it does not affect a relationship. At least I have never come across such a relationship wherein it didn't matter.
True.
Even in terms of in terms of your salary,
ability to earn,
qualification, it does matter. It does matter.
Because even though in the beginning it might look very sweet and honey-like, after some time the truth will reveal itself.
It will come up, and then see, initially, at the beginning of this podcast, we spoke about conflicts in a relationship. So this again comes up as a conflict, okay, that, especially when you take a society like India, where
the
patriarchy has been running down through centuries. To say, I'm not saying things are not changing. They have been there are couples wherein the female is earning more than the male, to say and that understanding is there. But then if you minutely observe the difference also in their salaries won't be that that much. That difference
That-
wouldn't be like where the
It's tolerable for both partners.
tolerable,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it goes as a negligible
Yes, amount,
to say, like.
yeah.
But then if the amount is quite a lot, like, okay, and to simplify it, if the
And sometimes, what happens is, even if the boy does not mind his girl being, earning much more than him, society comes and puts him under some pressure.
I would say,
how can you, live off your wife's wealth?
yeah, that is one of the things, like, others around you, but then I wouldn't focus like more on the society, because here, like, if I've said, like, the way like I've said, if the gap of income is quite a bit,
wide,
like, then the other partner, like, certain, say, suppose, like, this person A is there, who's a male, who's earning pretty less compared to his partner. Okay, forget, we'll keep aside society for now. Certain behaviors or certain behaviors of the wife, say, suppose, like, they are on mutual ground, saying, like, it does not matter, the wife is looking after the house, like, this person is also contributing. Say tomorrow, like, the wife, for some reason, gets, obviously there will be conflicts in relationship that are, as we have spoken about. The wife will display a certain behavior, will shout or raise their voice. This person will take it, like, saying that, okay,
oh, it's related to your salary.
It is
Yes.
person. See, here the society is not saying anything.
Yeah, sometimes
it is my thinking. Because definitely within me, I have not said it out loud.
Correct.
But then I am here, like, finding connection. Okay, she has not behaved this in the past. Now she's behaving. Usually it happens to those partners, like, where they start working at the same amount, like, same amount is received. Suddenly the other one gets a promotion and gets a raise in the salary. That is the time, okay, before she was not like this. Now with the coming of the salary increase, the hike in salary, she's behaving. So this partner will start associating, like, this behavior is because of the money that she is earning, and he will display some other behaviors which the other person will not understand at that time. When it gets irritating for the other partner, then she might say, like, like, I'm the one who's getting more on the table than you. And then this person will say, like, see, my doubts were right.
Confirmed.
So that is the beginning of the end.
Ciprian, what do you have to tell us about cheating in a relationship, and also club it with when one cheats the other, and the other wants to break up and kind of move forward, go on, then they get into another relationship immediately, and I think it's something like a rebound relationship. So tell us about both these little topics.
What is really important in a relationship, when a person is into a relationship, and I would say, like, a relationship will last only if two things are there. Okay, that is respect and trust for each other. The moment one of them you lose for the other person, you are in a way doing injustice towards the person. So when we talk about cheating, as I've said earlier also, like, I think again in the previous podcast I said, a relationship will last only if two aspects are there, that is trust and respect. So for each other. So even if one of this missing, the trust is broken, and probably, like, due to cheating, which the one partner cheats on the other partner. Here I would say, like, when, like, many times, like, couples come to me, or I've heard in the past, like, it just happened. I didn't know what was happening, but me as a counselor, as a psychologist, I would say, like, you always have a choice. You always have the ability to take a decision. Okay, because honestly speaking, like, even if you see in terms of, like, if you're very faithful to your partner, okay, if you love only your partner, like, that is, like, physically, emotionally, all the aspects are there, like, and when we talk about cheating, many times there is this statement that is asked, like, we were there in the moment and things just got heated up. If you really love your partner,
you would not do it.
In simple terms, the other person would not turn you on.
Exactly. You keep your boundaries.
You keep your boundaries. You wouldn't cross that boundary. Secondly, like, cheating does not happen on the spot. it only means that like you have been thinking of that other person in a manner in which you are not supposed to be. So that last factor is there. That physical, like wanting that person physically is there. Like it starts sometimes. What happens? Like sometimes there have been instances like where in their relationship, a couple's relationship, things are not going well. There have been conflicts, and they are not addressing those conflicts. Or the other partner tends to say certain things which hurt the other person. So if there is no communication, there is always no tendency. What I have encountered, okay, my work colleague was there. He was there for me emotionally, and one day it so happened he just tried to touch my hand, and I also gave in. So here in this case, again, knowing your boundaries is very important. Others will always try to get into your relationship. Will try to in simple terms take their chances. Mainly it happens wherein wherein the males will try to take advantage of the situation, and vice versa. But then most cases what I have observed is wherein the female is very emotionally very much at the lowest, the other person vulnerable, the other person will try to take advantage. It can happen at work also, because sometimes work or even in colleges to say sometimes the student may just display because they treat this particular figure, just take for example one teacher as the knowledgeable other to say they'll try to voice out what they are feeling emotionally, okay, and they will share their emotional emotional vulnerability, okay, this has been going wrong in the relationship. Sometimes I know of cases where the other person, maybe the boss or the co-worker, or maybe in terms of even a male teacher to say have taken advantage of the situation wherein the person is vulnerable, the person is sharing out certain things with you regarding their relationship. You as a person should understand that person is not calling to see for another partner. Yeah, it's just that the bad phase in their relationship. If you are a good friend, if you are a good colleague, if you are a good boss to see, if you are a good teacher, your duty here is to guide the person on the right path. You're saying that okay, I'm there for you. You all should work on your relationship. Send the person for counselling. Nowadays the availability of counselors is growing in Goa. Okay, so if you're so concerned about the other person who is displaying the vulnerable side to you, you should respect that in the first case and direct the person.
Right.
You should not come up okay, I'm there with you, hug the person. I'll take you somewhere. If your boyfriend is not taking you out, I'll take you out. Me as a therapist, I can't be doing it.
That's worsening the
situation. In a way, it is the other person who takes advantage of the situation, and you should always be careful. When you are in a relationship, regarding your relationship aspect, if you are hitting the rock bottom, with whom you share this stuff. Many a times there are 100 people waiting out there to take advantage of the situation.
Like vultures.
Like vultures.
Okay.
And coming back to Rebound.
Rebound, yes.
I think that was one of the
yes, because I think many a time it happens, when you lose your lover or partner, and then you feel I've lost my image. I need to keep that image that I'm a boy who can get a girl anytime. Okay.
So usually you should normally you should understand when we talk about getting into another relationship, it is always preferred to say at least wait for some time. That some time can last. If I can break it down, the waiting period to say somewhere around 5 months to 6 months. Because see, when we talk about breakup, you have lost something. And when you lose something, because this I know because I've done my certification in grief therapy or grief counselling, wherein it says a person, whenever they lose another person, maybe physically, there's a demise of a person, or loss of job, or loss of a relationship. When we talk about romantic relationship, you should understand you are undergoing a loss, and there are a number of emotions that will come. We call it the grief curve. So there will be denial, there will be shock,
Okay.
there will be anger on yourself, on the other
Guilt also, I
person.
think. Guilt.
Guilt, bargaining will be there, okay? Depressive moods will be there. It's not that you'll go under depression, depressive moods will be there, wherein like you'll be at your lowest, you won't feel like eating, you won't feel like talking to anyone. And it's not that all these aspects, all these emotions happen one after the other. Throughout, like, at least for a period of 3 to 6 months, I'm stressing on the number because many a times, like, the person gets so restless, they don't know what is happening to them. If it prolongs for more than a year, then there's a tendency you are undergoing depression
Oh, okay.
more than a year. So there is a criteria, DSM criteria for it. If this continues, this missing out the person, or if like you are hitting the rock bottom again and again, there's bargaining, there's denial, there is guilt to say, like, for a period more than a year, then it is a thing to be taken into consideration, seriousness, and you should seek therapy. Okay, rebound. Mostly, what will happen, like if you immediately try to search for it, because here you are trying to fill that void,
Fill the
the loss that I'm talking about, you are trying to fill it up.
Correct.
So what you will do is, like, it is very much dangerous if you are in a very toxic relationship, because many a times partners come to me, like, individuals come to me who have just recently, they've undergone a breakup, but then their complaint is saying that, like, sir, every time I end up getting a different person, but then the behavior remains the same. Here, what is happening is, like, you're not trying to see, like, because for what reasons you have fallen for that other person. Yes, that criteria you're keeping the same.
Same.
You're keeping it here, thinking again here this person will change, again a downfall is waiting for you, and then the pattern keeps on repeating, keeps on repeating. Then you start blaming yourself. Maybe I'm the reason, or maybe whatever the partner said, like, that you're good for nothing, like, you don't respect anyone, you are the miserable one, like you treat people like anything, like, you are selfish. So here what I do is, like, I don't give myself the time and energy to heal myself. It is because I feel like, sometimes you said, like, I'm not the guy, like, who should be, like, single for a long period of time. So even that thing of, like, showing that, like, that macho-ness, like, I'm a macho, like, I'll get girls will die for me, like,
and I can get anybody.
I can take
Anybody, yeah.
So that anybody will be the same person. Only the face and the person will differ.
Yeah.
The behavior will fall for the same type of person until and unless you have healed yourself. And for that healing to happen, you should take some time by yourself. That is very much important.
So true. I really wish I'd known all these, maybe 10, 15 years back or 20 years back. Things would have been different for me as well. Okay. Ciprian, there are some boys, girls who like to show off and boast that they have got, this ability to attract others, and they have a list of boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever. So what do you call these, and what do you have to say about this kind of?
Good. See, if I can name the statement, bro, like, I can come to if I can break it down, like, there is something called as having a trophy party.
All right.
Okay. What do you mean by having a trophy partner is, like, because of one aspect of the person, maybe in terms of the position or the job that the person is holding, regardless the gender, or maybe because of the looks, or maybe, as you have said, like, this person has a lot of people around him. The person is very famous, or he or she is very famous. Only because of this limited aspects of the person, I want to date the person, or I want to have a relationship with the person. So basically, what I want to show is, like, I have this trophy. I have this trophy. Like, basically, how you would show off a trophy,
like an achievement,
or an achievement. Okay, I have this person. So what you're trying to show the outside world is, like, I'm having something which others don't have. The person is a very good-looking person. The person is having a very well-paying job, like, so I can get what I want, like. Okay, so in this type of cases, there will be, like, previously we discussed about cheating. So even there has been instances where I have seen cases where like the partner has cheated multiple times, even after confronting the person. Like the person has cheated, maybe this female or this boy, like in terms of the girl has cheated multiple times. But just to show the society, like okay, like the person is holding this position, the person is of this caliber to say like I want to be there with this person. Usually, what you are trying to do by being there with such a person, like having a trophy husband or having a trophy wife or having a trophy boyfriend or a girlfriend, you are literally hurting yourself more than anyone else hurting you.
Okay.
You are just putting out yourself so low, you're putting down your standards so low, like the other person can do whatever they want. End of the day, they should claim that they are my husband, he's my husband or she's my wife. That is all that I'm looking for.
It's some sense of ownership.
That ownership, and very strangely to say, like sometimes it also happens, like like in terms of those relationship wherein the girl has fought with her entire family. The family has been telling her, like, this person is not good for you. Or the boy has fought with the family saying that, no, come what me. Like,
I want this girl.
I need this person. In these type of aspects also, this thing happens. Even if the partner cheats later, you feel like you have nowhere to go. With what face would you go to your family? With what face would you like? And sometimes it also your job disposition. Your partner is also like very well known in society, has a very decent job. You also, as a person, as a working individual, you are also having a position in society wherein you are also well known. So literally, like if someone else comes to know that you all have separated, what implication, what look the society will look at you, like saying that like how can you as a person take this decision, or your parents or your family would say like no, we had warned you previously. Like, so in order to hide the person's doings, like till the end of the day, like you just come with me to the party, like or whenever we are going out, we'll go as a family. Otherwise, I have nothing to do. You're just a trophy which I had achieved long time back. Now whatever you do, like doesn't bother me because I will also be having, this person will also have their lookouts later on. It has happened. So just you all are just there staying under one roof as merely like as say suppose business partners, say suppose like paying guests. So whatever emotional availability is not there. You know your partner is cheating on you. On Valentine's Day, suppose like you very well know for a fact that he's celebrating the same Valentine with some other person
else.
And that coming up to you also. And if you are the type of woman who says like I just need him like because after despite the fact knowing, because many a times cheating happens if the person realizes you all work on it. Like I would say like as I've said earlier, cheating always is a choice. To cheat is always a choice. Say sometimes the other partner is being generous enough. I'm using the word like generous enough to give you a second chance. And again, if you're doing it, and you are saying like, no, I'm losing control, or like I'm working on. These are the things that you should not be covering up by saying like, I'm working on this. You are cheating because there is because you have already taken your partner for granted. For you, you have already known that she's like the frog from the story that I've just told. Like, she'll adjust. You're taking her for granted. You're disrespecting her. You're breaking her trust. Why she can't do anything about it? Maybe because there are already children. Maybe that she has gone against the family. Mostly it happens with females. If like the cases that I've seen, like the male tries to take advantage of this. Most of the cases. I'm not saying it does not happen the other way around, but most of the time, like the partner has already gauged you. The partner may talk about all that religious aspect, saying that like I'm working on it, like I'm going to this church, I'm going to this temple, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, working on it, like I just lose control. End of the day, you are a mature person, you are a working person.
True.
You should have that control over your lust, I would say. It ultimately comes to that.
Yes, it boils down to that.
Once they say like you do a mistake once, like it is my mistake. Second time, shame on me. Third, it is something like you are a teacher, you would know like what is it called?
No, I don't remember this.
It is something called like something. Once I do a mistake, it is a mistake. So I did a mistake. Accept it. Second
It becomes
time,
a habit later.
shame on me. And then there is a saying on.
yeah.
So if it has become like a habitual thing for you, and the partner, you have already gauged your partner. No matter what I do, I can give some explanation. And end of the day, it is your image in society as a couple. Like so, you have already gauged that also. Just think of a person like Valentine's Day is supposed to be like very intimate affair, like like you like propose, put forth your love, like you all been married for like 5 years, 6 years, or you are dating for a while, and for a fact your husband has cheated, or probably like he's cheating on you. He goes out like is there like with another person, comes to you. How would you feel as a female? How would you feel as a partner if it is a male who's cheating on you with your partner? How would you feel? Where is your self-respect? And if you're not taking any step at this moment, like sabotaging, you're just you're like putting dirt over yourself, over your self-esteem to say then it's a very sad state, where no one it's like you can help a person who is there asking out for help. If you're not asking, you're just covering your head, like they say, many times people have the tendency of being like the rabbit in the relationship. So usually what they say, the moment the rabbit gets its ears on his eyes, on their eyes, they feel no one can see them.
Okay.
So basically you are doing the same in relationship. The whole world knows
about
who your partner is, what the partner is doing. It's only you are end of the day you're putting some statuses over there, family time, the best partner ever. Whom are you giving clarity? So in a way you're not clarifying to the world that everything is fine. You are just pacifying your own self and your own misery, saying that everything is fine.
That brings me to the next question now. Social media. Okay. The social media, I mean, I don't know whether, see, from the videos that we had, earlier, the opinions of students. So I asked them questions like, do you think social media destroys relationships? And I think one student said, yes, definitely. The thing is, it has become so much a part of our life that we have nothing to do at home, and we are gone into that either Instagram. It's more of Instagram. Yeah,
Reels,
and especially the youngsters are more into Instagram. So my thing is, I don't know. I'm asking you. So there are cases where you are committed in a relationship. But then there are these beautiful pictures, filtered and all those things that they use on Instagram. There are nice pictures and they're also beautiful looking. And it starts with a hi, then maybe an emoji, and then it makes you imagine, what that emoji must have meant. And then you get into, the decoding and the coding, and the decoding takes place. And then sometimes wrong coding and decoding takes place. And then the person gets slowly and steadily trapped into another kind of an online relationship. Yeah. And then from you look good. Your eyes are good, your lips are good, your height is good, you have muscles and blah, blah, blah. It goes on till maybe they reach a point when they want to meet each other. Now, he already has a girl committed and now he wants to go with the other one. Or it could be vice versa. The girl has a boy and she's going
Let's
out.
Not be biased.
Yeah, I'm not biased. I'm speaking it from probably a woman's point of view. That's why it always comes. So my question now is, what is your take on, the role of social media in today's relationships and conflicts and whatever, trust issues and whatever?
See, first of all, I would say social media is not something bad. You always use it you can always use it sort of you are tired, you're just helping yourself out there by relaxing, going through the reels and all. So when, for instance, we'll take the example which you have given, someone texts hi to me, okay? There is a tendency, if you are talking in terms of Instagram, if the person is not in my, if the person is not being followed by my mutual followers or my mutual friends on Instagram, then it would be a doubtful thing for me. This I'm talking from my opinion.
Yeah.
If there are a number of mutual friends that we share, maybe I'll accept the followers. The person says hi, obviously I will say hi. When it can lead to infidelity, or the person may try to, like, after having, despite the fact having a committed relationship, will try to venture out into having a relationship with this person, or going out, like, or prepare themselves, like, like maybe like this person is a better option, is only when, like, see, in the person's relationship there are conflicts and certain concepts that are there, certain issues that are there which have been not resolved. And if I can find, if the, say suppose in terms of, like, emotional availability or like validation, my partner is not validating me enough and this person is doing it, so he's feeling that void which my partner is not able to fill in. I'm not having and discussing this thing with my partner. Nothing has been discussed. But then subconsciously, like, like my partner or this partner in a relationship, like, after a point in time has stopped, like, praising, has stopped giving validations to your decisions, like, this person is doing it. So here many times people don't realize that, like, maybe the other person who had just texted you is looking for a relationship. So he'll be exactly behaving the same way wherein
When
you
had
have
done it in the initial stage. Exactly. Okay.
Stages. So here, like, if your partner is not doing it, to work with your partner, resolve that conflict. You don't need to directly see this person as an option, because after some time, this person will also behave. Let's say suppose you break up with this person, you go ahead here. After a point in time, that whole honeymoon phase that we talk about, it reduces. Like, then you come to know, like, the ground realities of each person. After that also, if you're taking the relationship to a next transition, like, despite the, like, say suppose, like, those loopholes, or despite the qualities which the person is, like, you are trying to be there with the person, okay? And here you should take it into consideration, like, you are being there for the person ultimately because of two reasons. There is respect, there is trust. Other things will fade off in a marriage, other things will fade off in a relationship. But if these two things are constantly, like, the relationship can last for, like, decades to come. People will get married, people will have children, people will grow old together. Okay, so I feel social media, or like, is not a bad thing which is out there. It depends solely on how I interpret it and how I use it. You can't blame social media, because social media is not coming as a person and, like, or, like, is, like, literally, like, trying to reprogram you, saying that, like, think in this terms. Influence will be there.
It's not about blaming social media. It's about how sometimes we can misuse that medium to get distracted from our focus.
Definitely.
That's what I was,
Definitely.
yeah.
Influence will be there. When you watch, like, there will be a number of reels that will come, like, if your partner does not do this for you, like, then you are not meant to be in a relationship. And sometimes what your partner should be doing are just superficial. If the partner is not pulling a chair out for you, if the partner, and there are a lot of things, like.
But only I think these are all meant for those who can get carried away by these declarations.
And I think only those people will be affected or will get carried away who are in their initial phase of who have, like, crossed that honeymoon phase. Like, for them it would be like, say suppose tomorrow I'm discussing such things with my partner, like, we see a reel together, me and my partner will be like, what nonsense is this?
Yes.
Because you have already,
because there's a maturity.
That maturity is there, and you all have understood each other, and then these things don't matter.
True, very true. So Cipriano, if these students come in touch with you or with me, I will let you know about if they want something more on these topics, and if you're available for counselling, maybe if they can come to you for counselling.
I can share my number with you.
Yes.
For private counselling sessions.
No, if you have any place that you operate from, and if you want to kind of tell the viewers that you operate from a particular place, and if they want to come with serious problems, not to create more problems. Okay.
I'll share my contact details.
Okay, we could put it up on the YouTube. Okay. So thank you so much, Cipriano, for being with us, and I hope all of you enjoyed today's session. I don't know, my students were all rooting and waiting for this particular episode because it was on romantic relationships. I hope they've benefited from this. Thank you so much. Till the next time. Bye-bye.